What's up, everybody? I'm here to talk to my service industry pros direct, and there may be some other information from people from all other industries. When you guys hear me say service industry, I'm referring to people that provide a service, sometimes a product, direct to an end user that's not in manufacturing. So think plumbers, think landscapers, think electricians, think janitorial services. There's a wide group of people. But I was thinking a little bit ago about you guys and about a program that I've been working on and what has made the difference in my businesses from the rest of them. What gave us the ability to grow so fast and stay stable and have such great client referrals and culture. And it has everything to do with professionalism in the terms of making sure that you stand out from everybody else. So, oftentimes in our industry, you play to the level of your competition, and especially if you're in an economy or a market to where there aren't many professional companies and there's just a certain way that it's done, you end up playing to that level and you don't even realize that that's what level you're playing to. So it's kind of like playing not to lose rather than playing to win or playing to be a champion. And so one of the reasons that one of my initial and first service companies was able to thrive and grow so fast and go from a $0 a year company to 1.5 million within the first couple of years of business had everything to do with professionalism and something that I was taught while growing up and watching my dad in business. And that had everything to do with being the one that was dressed clean, had a respectable attire on, had your hair cut nice, looked at people in the eye, and smiled. But if you take that to the next level, I encourage all you guys to look out there at your ideal company and recognize that in your industry, they do exist. Not everybody is an owner-operator. Not everybody is the small town Texas, small town Oklahoma, small community New York, whatever. Obviously, I don't know exactly where you're at. But the point is, I remember benchmarking my landscape company up next to Valley Crest and Brickman, and these were two of the big dogs, right? These were both billion-dollar-a-year companies that actually recently merged to form a $2+ billion a year company. And I remember looking at them and seeing everything from their branding to the way that they operated to the way that they bid, and knew that if I wanted to stand out amongst a tiny bit of competition in a town of about 18,000 people when I first started, I need to be on their level, right? So their level of professionalism. And what allowed us to grow was not only our branding, but it was how we bid our jobs, how we estimated, how we were very formal in being contractual about our agreements and about our contracts. Well, contractual about our contracts, of course we were. But the point of that is, we would go up to a customer who was expecting the status quo. And the status quo, knowing what that is very important, and you're probably playing to it if you give yourself a good gut check. But we would show up to somebody and they were expecting the status quo. And in our business and in our market, that was for somebody to show up and verbally or on a single piece of paper tell them, we're gonna mow your yard for $35 a mow, and if you need anything extra, just let us know, we'll take care of it. So rather than doing that and seeing the opportunity and providing a detailed and itemized quote, we put together what we knew the big boys were doing, and that was a 4-page proposal, even for a small little residential home that had a cover page. It had every single landscape maintenance activity that could be performed on that property listed out in a buffet style menu. The next page had our service frequencies, and we put ourselves under the spotlight. We said, here's what we're going to do, here's when we're going to do it, and here's what it's going to cost. Next page would have been our description of services. The one after that, I don't know how many pages I've gotten to by this point, was the actual contract, and it was a full document that gave the customer different ways to pay. And the very last one, I think, was that detailed service list actually that I put there. So when we sat down in front of somebody, just because of our cover page and our proposal, we were already 500 times above our competition. I can't tell you how many people that came to me or sit across the table with me and said, I've never seen anything like this. This is incredible. And I would be able to look back at them and say, well, we take what we do very seriously, just like we do your yard, just like we do this maintenance bid. So everything from the initial phone call to the proposal that we were giving our landscape maintenance clients was a step above, and it gave me that credibility to say, all the way to our bids, we take everything very, very serious. So that put us a step above, and by the time we get to the cost, which, as you probably know by now, was anywhere between 10 to 20% more expensive than my competitor, that was out the window, because I had gone through the steps and showed them how much I valued their business and how professional I was as an individual. So I know I've got off on a few bunny trails, but you know what, that makes it fun sometimes. I think the point is, if this video, if I can shake you, I need to watch the road, but shake you outside of your market and tell you very clearly that if you don't see it in your market, somebody doing it better, somebody doing it top level, they're doing it somewhere else. And you have a huge opportunity, especially if there's nobody else doing it, to be that person in your market that is leaps and bounds above everybody else. So figure out what magazine quality is, figure out what that ideal professional company looks like, and start striving to be different than everybody else, because it's going to make your winning a lot easier as you go forward. Y'all have an awesome day. Sorry for whatever background noise we've got. I think that's it. Peace.